The dull bird flies against the wind. The bright tortoise swims with the current. These two dictums were well known in ancient Chan tradition. The dull bird flies against the wind refers to the dull bird that often dies halfway during the journey as a result of exhaustion and is rarely able to reach its destinations despite its swift flying ability. This refers to most of the smart Chan practitioners who attempt to attain enlightenment through their own efforts, but to no avail. They are the ones who often fall victim to mistaking the state of consciousness or the thoughtless state of meditative concentration for the state of enlightenment. The bright tortoise swims with the current refers to the bright tortoise that knows to choose to swim with the current in the right river, despite its lack of swift flying ability. This refers to the humble practitioners with the ability to recognize a truly enlightened mentor and choose the right direction of Chan practice. They are able to quickly achieve the goal of awakening with the assistance of the enlightened mentor. The Buddha says that every normal person possesses 8 consciousnesses. The first 6 consciousnesses enable one to see, hear, smell, taste, feel, or perceive. They are of the other dependent nature and are dependent arising without intrinsic nature. The 7th consciousness is the mind with the nature of pervasive attachment to erroneous discrimination, which is the driving force behind the manifestation of karmic seeds and the source of the transmigration within cyclic existence. It is also named the mental faculty or manas. The 8th consciousness is the fundamental source of all phenomena, the ultimate reality, the nirvana. It is also named the Tahagartagarbha, alaya consciousness. A person can be called an enlightened sage or noble when all the following are met. Personally realize one's 8th consciousness. Subsequently align the first 7 deluded consciousnesses with the 8th consciousness. Subsume the first 7 consciousnesses under the 8th consciousness. Then really understand the principle that the mind kings consisting of the 8 consciousnesses are subsumed as one mind, namely the alaya consciousness, retribution consciousness, or immaculate consciousness. This video is an excerpt of the book The Dull Bird versus the Bright Tortoise. The book elaborates that the essence of the realization within Mozhao Chan and Kanhua Chan, taught by Chan masters Hongzhi Zhengjue and Dahui Zonggao, respectively, in the Song Dynasty, shares the same basis of the 8th consciousness. The two masters eventually became lifelong best friends. In the history of Chinese Buddhism, the essence of realization and enlightenment of the first patriarch of the Chan school,菩提达摩, the great master Xuanzang, and the Dharma lineage of Chan school are all the same, the eighth consciousness. After having realized and awakened to the same Tahagartagarbha, Chan master Dahui and Hongzhi from the Song Dynasty skillfully propagated Kanhua Chan and Mozhao Chan, respectively. However, history recorded that Dahui strongly refuted the Mozhao Chan taught by Hongzhi in the beginning. The reason that Dahui opposed Mozhao Chan initially was that its practitioners would easily fall into thoughtless, pristine awareness of the conscious mind. In order to protect the practitioner's Dharma body wisdom life, Dahui strongly urged them to stay away from that practice. After the practice of Chan became popular, there were smart practitioners who were not willing to put in the effort to eradicate the thinking mind and cultivate the essential concentration power. As a result, Hongzhi sometimes had to advocate the practice of silent meditation to rein in practitioners' bodies and minds in order to subdue their restless, wild minds. He would then follow up with the teachings of the correct Chan knowledge to enable practitioners to have a chance of attaining enlightenment. The practice of Mozhao Chan can easily mislead people to erroneously view the situation in which the conscious mind silently observes a thoughtless state for an extended period of time as the state of true enlightenment. Learners misunderstood the meaning and purpose of the Mozhao Chan practice preached by Hongzhi. Whenever they heard about it, they believed that the silent meditation with thoughtless pristine awareness was tantamount to this practice. Before the actual encounter and interaction between the two masters, Dahui refuted Mozhao Chan. Dahui thought that Mozhao Chan was just like the way it was being propagated by the mistaken practitioners of Mount Tiantong, with contents that fell within the scope of the thoughtless pristine awareness. However, attaining thoughtless pristine awareness was never the purpose of the Mozhao Chan taught by Hongzhi. Before the actual encounter between Dahui and Hongzhi, Dahui's censure of Mozhao Chan focused only on its difficulty in leading its practitioners to true enlightenment, but not on the essence and goal of an enlightenment achieved by Hongzhi. Nevertheless, Dahui never held anything against those who fervently propagated Mozhao Chan, but wanted instead to help liberate them with wholehearted passion. As a result, many of them who emphatically preached Mozhao Chan and censured against Dahui were actually saved from committing grievous false speech. They became enlightened bodhisattvas after being delivered by the wise, selfless, and compassionate act of Dahui. The true meaning of Mozhao Chan is to silently contemplate that all is illusory and realize that only true mind that truly exists. This is the practice of Mozhao Chan taught by Hongzhi. It does not consist of silently contemplating the following states: the conscious mind with or without thoughts. No thoughts arise for an extended period of time. Or the brief moment of thoughtless pristine awareness experienced when the former thought has ceased and the subsequent thought has not yet arisen. However, people often misapprehend the recorded sayings of Patriarch Tiantong Hongzhi, mistake the illusory mind without a single thought for the true mind, and thereby inevitably become perpetually trapped in the cyclic existence. It is only through the form of verbalization, language, sound, letters and words, and acts that the thoughtless pristine awareness cognize the mentation of sentient beings. On the other hand, the permanent true mind is able to gain knowledge of the mental activities of sentient beings without any of these forms. It is not necessary to elicit the help of spoken languages or the functions of seeing, hearing, feeling, or knowing to connect with the true mind. Such unique characteristic is described by Hongzhi as that which transcends languages as well as the functions of seeing and hearing. Hongzhi stated, the Tahagartagarbha is not obstructed by any substance or influenced by any phenomenal dharma of the six sense objects, and freely dwells in the state of quiescence and cessation at all times. While permanently dwells in the state of quiescence and cessation, it still operates unceasingly without hindrance within spoken language, written word, and noisy happenings. Even when the perceptive mind is in topsy-turvy dreams, in dreamless sleep, or in the state of absorption of cessation, the Tahagartagarbha remains in a state of quiescence and cessation. yet it functions constantly. Tiantong Hongzhi arduously promoted Mozhao Chan throughout his life. His Mozhao Chan does not teach practitioners to achieve the state of thoughtless pristine awareness through sitting meditation. Rather, it teaches practitioners to contemplate and observe the nature of seeing, hearing, feeling, and cognizing of the 6 consciousnesses. In order to thoroughly understand all the varying states of the mental consciousness, or the 6 consciousnesses, thereby, practitioners will be able to roll out those varying states of the perceptive conscious minds, and can naturally correspond to the 8th consciousness, which does not fall within the characteristics of the 6 consciousnesses. Such is the true meaning and teachings of the Mozhao Chan. The literature on the recorded sayings of Hongzhi shows that the essence of the realization within Mozhao Chan and Kanhua Chan, taught by Hongzhi and Dahui, shares the same basis of the 8th consciousness attained by both masters. Dahui always liked to use the most straightforward way to help practitioners attain awakening. He taught the method of guarding a Huatou, which is the beginning of speech, without dropping it and contemplating it during all occasions at all times. It is the easiest way to attain sudden enlightenment, to realize and genuinely ascertain the existence of the Tahagartagarbha, to experience its true nature and never regress. Experiencing and observing the suchness nature of the Tahagartagarbha, one's wisdom gushes out like an endless fountain. Enlightenment can be attained through both Dahui's Kanhua Chan and Hongzhi's Mozhao Chan. To attain enlightenment through the practice of Mozhao Chan is not impossible, but is extremely difficult. Although both methods have varying degrees of difficulties in terms of achieving enlightenment, it is possible to attain enlightenment through either. Soon after having settled down as abbot of Yuwang Mountain in Mingzhou, Dahui visited Hongzhi since the two were only 20 leagues apart. They eventually became lifelong best friends. In his final hours after falling critically ill, Hongzhi drafted a will that was delivered to Dahui. According to the historical records of the Chan school, while presiding over Yuwang Mountain, Dahui specifically held the will drafted by Hongzhi high in the air and gave a speech to the assembly after receiving it from Tiantong Mountain upon Hongzhi's death. In the speech, he praised Hongzhi repeatedly and used the speech as an opportune point. After that, he rushed over to preside over Hongzhi's funeral as requested. According to the tenets of the Chan school, the target of realization is nothing other than the Tahagartagarbha. Therefore, if practitioners of the Chan school truly want to achieve enlightenment, they should quickly abandon the erroneous view that the thoughtless pristine awareness is tantamount to the true and permanent mind. Instead, they should use the thoughtless pristine awareness of the sixth consciousness as a tool to seek out the eighth consciousness, which coexists with the sixth consciousness. The content of enlightenment in the Chan school is the eighth consciousness. Any other realizations are merely taking the deluded false mind as the true mind. Without personally realizing the eighth consciousness, any claim of having realized the true suchness or attained the enlightenment of the Chan school in the great vehicle is to commit the grievous act of false speech. Such practitioners fall into the category of the unawakened pretending and claiming to be awakened. For the Buddhist practitioners of prajna, trying to be dull bird or bright tortoise is a matter of choice in just a single thought moment.